This video is intended for audiences who are 13 and over. If you are not 13 and over, please fuck off and tell your parents to moderate what you watch online.
Tariq, what's up?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, Austin. You really threw me off my game with that sync. I don't have anything to chant. I don't have anything to chant.
I don't know what you're talking about. You know, we just started recording. Nothing.
Fly, little sparrow, fly! You can do it. You had a gun last episode. Why'd you leave the gun?
Well, that was a good. That was a good gun too, right?
Oh my god.
Hey, it's Kamen Rider Black Sun, episode 7. Like always, still no episode titles with it.
And like always, I'll create one right now. Hate crimes are bad.
Oh, Hey, I mean, look, boy, stop very. But now that we're watching, this episode does not feel long. Even though this is still like...
I mean, it's still like it's still a 44-minute episode, but it's
right, but it does not feel long. This episode actually moves by real fast. Right, until I didn't realize what was happening, I was like, Jesus Christ, and what was going on.
I mean, it also picks up right where we left off, but it still ends differently. Like, it picks up where we left off, and we go from escaping Gorgum and, like, the mess that is, to moving to like being back outside and like trying to deal with the repercussions of everything.
Right.
But yeah.
Go ahead. Hey, look, look, Mr. Jenkins, you can stop playing with your rocks, you know.
Yeah,
right?
Stop trying to make the rocks kiss, okay? They're not gonna kiss.
Right. Look. Do you need to use the bathroom or anything? You know, right? Look, yes, I know about the story about the two gods and the sun, you know, and the stone. You told me that a lot. You told me that. Like,
yes.
You told me that every single
Mr.
day.
Jenkins. Yeah, I'm sure that yes, God is coming to punish us. All
right, let's go eat breakfast now.
Time to go eat your mushy peas.
I heard there's pudding. You know.
Yeah.
You love pudding, right? All right. Yeah, and then so meanwhile to the main story, Aoi and Shinsuke are trying to escape. I'm like, oh boy, we should. Yeah, hey, look.
Yeah,
let's not get caught because we'll die.
We need to get the fuck out of here. We should leave.
This is a
even though they really
should have.
They really should have left way the fuck a long time ago. Like, it's clearly bad. Fucking run. Book it.
Right, and then then Koto's like, Koto, hey, look, he cannot beat the Creation King, right? Hey, look, Creation King might be old and dying, but hey, look, he can still do stuff.
Yeah,
you know,
he ain't
right?
going out like no bitch.
He's still gonna fight. He's like, oh boy, look, I still have my psychic energy power.
Yeah.
Hey, remember when I fucked up your leg?
Yeah, so that flashback to 50 years ago when he tries to do it was fucking brutal. He got manhandled by a sedentary, like, giant bug man. Like,
look,
that doesn't want to get up.
Look, he got force crushed, you know?
He got force crushed in his fucking leg, and it just, like, it got fully smushed.
Right? And he had the rider suit protecting him the entire time. Like,
yeah, he went full rider suit, too, and he just fucking... Well, actually, no, he was in Kaijin form.
Oh, that's Kaijin,
yeah. But now I guess he can. Now he can go
now I have the rider suit. Hey, round 2, you know, round 2.
Yeah. So
the bell didn't ring 50 years ago, you know, right?
Yeah, it's still not clear to me exactly how the belts work by the end of this episode, but at least this episode actually explains some shit where we get like an explanation of why Kotaro and Nobuhiko were chosen and like how the Kingstones work, or at least what they're based on.
Right.
But it's still not clear to me as to what the belts' role are in this. Like, I guess it's because they have Kingstones that they also have belts, but it's not really clear.
It's like a property that the Kingstone is giving them, right?
Yeah.
It's the bonus 5%, you know, like, here you go. Right.
Also, I was really surprised that they at least when Kotaro fights him in the present, that they actually had giant, you know, like practical, like monster man, like actually moving his arms around to like catch him and grab him and throw him.
Right.
Like, I'm glad they didn't just go for like the typical CGI thing. They just went monster. Like, for as much as I can complain about some of the monster costumes in Black Sun, this was an actually like good use of having a practical effect
they
monster.
They built a big ass bug man, you know, right?
Yeah, and we're there, and god damn it, they're gonna use them.
Like they're gonna get their full mileage out of this giant bug thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So hey, look, was it Kotaro breaks one of the Creation King's hand?
Yeah, he rips off an arm.
Right, and then meanwhile, Nobuhiko, you know what they say? Don't send bug types against flying types. You know,
it's Ash's Caterpie versus Pidgeot all over again.
That's a
Pidgeotto.
That's a type disadvantage right
there.
Yeah,
don't do that.
Right. Yeah, but then Pterodactyl lady, it's like, hey, don't you remember from the past? You know?
Yeah.
Right?
Hey. How dare you only do this for Yukari? Like, you did all this for some bitch. You
got tricked and everything, right?
Well, also, well, hey, and then also we see that Shadow Moon has the same has similar powers to the Creation King. But what's
he also can do Force.
Who was it? I'm trying to look back at where the point where they find out that Yukari was. Oh, it's when she doesn't actually say it. It's only until Donami shows up. It's only when Donami shows up that he finds out. Like, yeah, you know, you guys were getting fucking hustled by this girl, right? Which is pretty fucking brutal. Like, this man has been captured for 50 years in your underground, like, bad touch prison, being fed like people jelly, and the one thing that has kept him going, I guess, has been to fulfill Yukari's like wish and like dream of, you know, let's kill the Creation King. And then it's like, you know, your entire life's a fucking lie, right?
Yeah.
And that's some like next level gaslighting.
Right.
But hey, it's Nobuhiko's able to Kotaro is able to rip the fucking heart out of the Creation King. Jesus Christ. Just yanks it like a goddamn beach ball.
Right.
Yeah, and it's real bloody. Like, that is... I mean, there's a lot of graphic shit in this series, especially, you know... but this is, even for an Amazon Kamen Rider, this is like gushing buckets of fake blood. And I guess also we're shown a scene of Kotaro and Nobuhiko as kids, where they were in the village, and they remember that their bellies got cut open and shoved rocks in them, and they fucking knew the Creation King then, and it's...
And they knew the Creation King juices were like, oh yeah, hey, let's go rub his bug juice on us, you know, right?
Well, it also appears that, I guess, Bilgenia has been, like, a part of their lives for as long as they've known each other, too. Like, Bilgenia has been part of this since the beginning. Which feels like a weird thing to include with based off of, like, how they're introduced to Gorgum with, from Oliver Johnson. But, because it makes it seem like they met him then when they met the, like, trio, but I guess they had some backstory with it. And I can't tell if it's, like, saying that all the Kaijin came from the same village and eventually grew up, or if it's just, like, the Kaijin, by the time that they got older, were more widespread, and, Darum and Bisham and all of them, like, were offshoots from, like, they weren't part of the original group that they grew up, like, knowing. Because they act like they've never met before when they fucking see them then. But hey, yeah, rub the Sacred King juice on there, and
hey, look, it's blue Gatorade, you know, right? Hey, look, you kids. Hey, kids, remember those Kool-Aid, the blue Kool-Aid? Hey, by the way, the blue Kool-Aid was the best one, all right? I don't know why I don't know why people keep debating on which is the best Kool-Aid as a kid. It was definitely the blue raspberry Kool-Aid. I remember getting it. I think it was the best one, all right?
Kool-Aid was too sugary for me. It was like, I couldn't get into that.
Yeah, I just want to get that out because I see people debate. A lot of people like to think that the strawberry watermelon Kool-Aid was good. I was like, no.
Oh yeah, that was disgusting.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. The blueberry Kool-Aid, especially when you get in the stupid bottle that imitates a glass bottle, but it's really plastic because they realize, hey, let's not
give glass bottles to fucking children. Yeah,
right. Like that's actually a bad idea. Let's sell kids the blue raspberry Kool-Aid in like the cool bottles. You get that cool twist off, right? And then there's like a little juice stuck in the tip, and you're like, oh man. And you're as a kid, you're like, oh man, I don't want to let these juices go away. So you suck the little juices out the tip, right?
Yeah.
Right. Hey, like I said, blue raspberry Kool-Aid, best one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah, but hey,
speaking
look, the crazy kid's like, hey, do not be not afraid. Be not afraid, my child. Just because I am a giant bug creature, right?
Yeah, that sits in the shed because we have no other space for it. Like,
boy,
that is the worst version of, like, this is Grandpa's room. Like, okay, Grandpa's gonna live with us, and it's like, he's gonna live with us in the shed out back. Like, okay, does he want to come inside? Grandpa's not allowed inside. Like, that's where he lives now. He lives in the shed, exposed to the elements, and that's where he's going to stay.
Mm-hmm, right, but don't worry. But don't worry. Look, he has his little, look. He has some bottles in there for him to keep him company, right? Don't worry about it, But yeah. Hey, look, fuck, he rips the guy's heart out. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah.
Yeah, and then hey, look, Snoke is dead. We did it.
We've killed
Snoke.
him. Yep.
That's right. The big bad villain is gone, right? It's over. The series is done after this episode, right? No one else.
We've saved the day. There's no one else to fight.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And luckily, Shunsuke and Aoi are able to make it out.
They figure out how to crawl the tents and everything. Like, okay, look, they somehow, boy, look, I don't know how the fuck these kids managed to figure out the crawl space, right, and able to safely get out. But good on that.
Look. Vents have to go out somewhere. They're just lucky that it went out to the vent that is only, 2 feet above the ground, and not the one that's, on the 3rd floor.
Mm-hmm.
But they're kaijins, so it'd be okay. And he's a bird. Again, they should have just gone up to the roof, and then they could have flown with his bird powers. Ain't gonna be flying anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Right, look, I don't know. Shunsuke likes to say, right? Look, he knows, he can't waste all of his time flying, right? Look, he's gonna wait he's gonna wait to use his flying abilities, right? Yeah, but then, fucking, Kurumi, fuck, that, is it?
No, you're talking about, oh god.
Bat guy is named
Kumori, yeah.
Kumori,
yeah. The bat.
I was like, fuck, what's the Japanese for bat again?
Yeah.
Boy. Right, he's like, oh boy.
Hey, what's going on? There's you mean there's something going on here? Oh no! Fuck! And then he sees Kotaro, and he's like, oh shit, this is actually bad. You are holding your leg in your mouth, crawling on the ground, bleeding. Mm-hmm. That's pretty bad.
Boy.
I don't really know.
I've seen this before, right?
I don't know if his plan. If, Kotaro's plan is maybe they can reattach it, because it sure seems like if that was his plan, he should have stayed in, in rider form, if he thought that would have a better chance of healing, but instead he's just I want to, keep this in case I need it? Question mark? Right. But yeah, hey, you fought somebody twice, and he fucked up the same leg twice. I think you need to stop fighting this person. Mm-hmm. I understand that this time you ripped out his heart.
Right? Change your plan so he can stop aiming for the same spot, right?
Yeah.
Right? Stop getting the same spot aimed over again,
Yeah, it's definitely not going to help it heal. But hey, we get to see what Komori looks like. It's, actually transformed and not, flying around when he, fell from the sky to ambush Aoi's parents, and boy, he is derpy as shit. And also, his skin stays as a fucking like scarf or something.
Boy,
that's disgusting.
I don't understand. Like I said, I still don't understand how the fuck how the kaijin anatomy works, right? Because it's like the first time we've seen a kaijin who post-trans still has his human skin around, right?
Yeah, well, it's also because we've never, from what we've seen, it's mostly been like seeing kaijin form like mold around the person, not like rip through their skin.
Like not cocooning.
Like we've seen people with like the half form, right? And we saw with Shunsuke's like flashback, like his puberty, and it's like, okay, it's showing up on you. It's not bursting through your skin. But this is like, this makes it seem like they are actively ripping their skin off, and then it's growing back again, like it's fucking Naruto, and he's got Nine Tails shit. But that's not what it is. It's like, because they also keep their clothes, and also he rips his skin, then he transforms back, and he has his clothes on again. So he can't. It can't be that he's like ripping his skin off. So what is the point of like leaving the tattered skin there? It's a really weird like thing to keep in terms of like just consistency of how these are supposed to work.
It's like,
yeah.
Like if they had like set rules for like specific groups of kaijin, you know, like insect kaijins like have to follow like actual bug rules, right? Of like exoskeleton or some shit like that, or like mammal kaijins have to follow this rule, right? It's like the rules are really inconsistent with how people are able to transform and do what they need to do, right?
Yeah, and also considering that I mean, I guess, considering that this is supposed to be a miniseries, it's not the craziest thing, but we also spend a lot of time showing flashbacks to the 70s that, while they do give context to what happened, it's at this point, it's not adding to the context of how things work. Like, other than the flashback that we got of, okay, the blue juice that even then they knew that the blue extract or juice from the Creation King could help them.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's not really telling us how we got here and like how people worked. But you know, hey, that's what gaslighting fucking Nobuhiko is for, because luckily Oliver Jones is able to grab the Kingstones from Yukari's dead corpse and run away. No one will ever find me. No one will ever find me, a black man with a train conductor hat in Japan.
All right, you know, look. What do you mean? Look. Maybe he just has to go to the black area of Japan, to the black community, and hide out there.
Oh yeah, he'll hang out with Nick, everybody's favorite guy. Boy, I got words for him when we get to his part in this episode. But yeah,
Yukari dies.
Yukari dies, and everybody's like, "Oh, you." And then the three priests are like, "Hey, you fucking tried to steal our king. You're coming home. You're all a bunch of bad kids. You're a bunch of naughty boys." Anyway, present time happens, and Shunsuke's dealing with the realization that he shot a man. He shot two men, and he beat one man with a fucking baseball bat, and he watched a bunch of people die.
One of the men he shot was like straight up in the head as well.
Oh yeah, He
execution style, killed that guy.
He has absolutely realized, oh my god, it's ridiculous that I had a semi-automatic rifle as a bird person shooting people.
I thought, how did this even happen in Japan? This is Japan, you know, right? This should be happening, you know, right?
Yeah, this is not what I thought the SATs would be about. But hey, Aoi and Shunsuke are able to comfort each other and come to terms with Aoi being being a kaijin and Shunsuke being a killer, and everything's gonna go great. Everything's gonna be fine, and I'm just gonna go one way, and you're gonna go another way, and it's totally reasonable for us to split off and go our separate ways. That's a really dumb move. That seems like a really dumb move.
I'm really glad we got over the trauma real quickly. Right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go find the whale man because he's been such a fucking reliable source that he'll definitely help me. And you can go back to your parents. There's no reason, even though I clearly have Aoi has found that they want her to be used for the next Creation King. And Shunsuke, at this point, if he thinks that he can, walk through the streets and not be recognized by somebody from, the security systems as a fucking wanted terrorist, it's insane. That's not even what gets him, though. He just goes and picks a fucking fight with the racists and goes, "Fight me, racists!"
Yeah, I killed 2 guys today,
I killed 2 guys today! I shot them! Now, bring it on! Wait, where's my gun? Oh, wait, I don't have the gun anymore.
I should have taken the gun with me. But,
yeah.
Right?
Anyway, but also at the same time, Nobuhiko is finding out that 1, the Creation King's heart is ripped the fuck out of his body, and 2, everything he knew was a lie, and his entire life has been sadness, and...
boy, he learned a lot. He's learning a lot, right?
Yeah.
Then
and also
Prime Minister Man shows up.
Yeah, right? And Donami decided to... I mean, hey, if I were Donami, I would hold a grudge too. Let's be real. He made him poop his pants in the woods, and all this other shit, poop his pants, eat food off the ground without his hands,
right.
He kind of got, it's a reason, that's legitimate trauma, I think, at that point.
Uh-huh. Right, he got kicked up against his will, right, and everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But he's like, don't worry, I'll have the last word, right?
Yeah. Anyway, hey, here's a bunch of exposition, finally. Let me explain to you all that how this shit fucking works. And that also, kaijins aren't really... So this kind of goes back to the fundamental plot of Kamen Rider, right? Mm-hmm. Because from the beginning, Kamen Rider Ichigo is a man kidnapped by Shocker, augmented into a cyborg, quote unquote. Mm-hmm. But he's a bug man, and it's a very, the idea of him being a cyborg, quote unquote, is very, loose in my mind. And at this point, with the kaijin and the way that they're, ripping off things and blood splurting out, this is not what cyborg means.
Say, during the 1930s was the era of experimentations, right? Everyone, especially in I don't know, Europe and parts of Asia, right? We're doing a lot of experiments. Right?
By experiments, do you mean colonialization?
No, nope. I mean experiments, right? Because as you know, nothing was going on in the 1930s in the world, right?
Yeah, nothing problematic, and we weren't testing anybody that wasn't totally down to be tested on.
Mm-hmm, right? Look, the 30s was just the era of experimentation, Yeah. So it turns out, people back then, the Japanese government just fucking did a bunch of not ethical
super unethical experiments, testing and trying to make people into robot people that were also bug people.
With the advanced technology of the 1930s, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure ham radio existed in the 1930s,
I don't know. It still doesn't really explain, why, I've got to assume that it's the reason that they have the belts is something that, because they also explain that Kotaro and Nobuhiko's dads were professors on that team. I've got to assume that the belts are something that they specifically gave their sons to give them more control or more power than like the average kaijin.
Right.
But yeah, Donami is just shattering Nobuhiko's world, even though he he's had him in.
Only had freedom for like I don't know. But what do you think the time frame of this show has been so far? Right.
I mean, he's had him imprisoned for I can only assume the last 50 years.
Yeah. Right.
So
right.
he's had all this time to like break his will with that, but instead he just went, all right, well, I let you show up and get a bunch of like my people killed, and you started a riot and you exploded my building, but now I'll tell you everything.
Yeah.
Also,
now I'll break you. Now I can actually break your will and thought process. Now, right? I can ruin the reality of your life now. You know, right?
Also, we already knew that like he was running the underground like kaijin like market, like selling them off. There's something extra unsettling about describing them as one, decorations that people want them as, which that's weird. And then today I learned that the Japanese word for sex dolls is sex dolls. Cool. That's fucking terrifying. Don't make a bug person a sex doll. That seems really fucking weird.
Hey, look, I don't know. Should we really be judging people's kinks, you know, right?
I'm judging if your kink involves literally buying people into slavery, yes, I'm judging you. I think that's actually, I'm judging you very hard.
Mm-hmm. Right? Like, so guys, like, oh, yeah, look, I want a girl with big anime titties and bug arms and bug arms,
oh boy, oof. Go to VTubers.
Right, make sure she has the mantis head and everything, you know, as well.
Oh, Jesus,
know.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Don't reveals everything. He's like, oh yeah, hey, you've been lied to, you know.
But luckily, Nobuhiko's too strong in bug form, and he escapes.
Anyway, and then the police don't start blasting, you know.
They try to blast him, but he runs away because again, he's. Like, they really just waited until the last minute to, like, try and stop him. Gotta let him finish those transformation sequences.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he's too fast, you know? Right? But I just like how they started, like, they shot part of the creation, which I think is so fucking funny.
Yeah, the Creation King gets shot. Oops.
I mean, look, he's already dead, you know?
Yeah, he's already dead, and then he just gets blown up more.
just show, like, little bits of him getting blasted, right?
Yeah. Although it seems like Donami is implying that the Creation King might still be able to be saved because his heart is still beating. I don't know if that means that the Creation King's going to grow a new body, or if he's going to try and shove the heart back in the body after it just got shot.
Right? Or, I don't know, or maybe they could do like a heart transplant, you know, like, oh boy, look, we still got his heart, you know, right?
We put his heart in fucking Bilgenia's body. And that'll work.
Like that's how it works, right? Look, because I don't know what made the Creation King was not his blue blood that he produced to ensure the survival of the kaijins, right? It was his heart, you know, right? That's what made him the Creation King, right?
Yeah, clearly.
Right. Right.
Anyway, hey, it's time for an incredibly violent and slightly traumatic fucking lynching scene where they beat the shit out of Shunsuke, like, shield, like, hide it from the public, and you just see him get brutally curb stomped, like, and beaten down on. And I get it, right? Hey, racism, bad.
Yeah.
Look, I'm a black person. I've learned I'm not gonna pick a fight with everybody. Especially when I'm outnumbered, I don't know, 17-1. That's a bad fucking fight. I'm not going to run up to the Proud Boys and go, fuck you, Proud Boys, by myself. Absolutely not. That's how you die. If I see 17 Proud Boys walking by, I'm changing lanes. I'm going to I'm walking somewhere else. I'm actively, like, I am operating on Pokemon rules. If I don't make eye contact with them, the battle doesn't start.
Right. Right.
And it goes really badly for him. We get to watch. I thought that it was bad when he got curb stomped by Anemone or whatever.
Yeah, the flower lady.
Yeah, but boy, they just beat the ever-loving shit out of him.
I was gonna say how far you're going. Oh yeah, they're really committed, right? They're really committed, right? Like, oh yeah, they don't go easy on this scene. They're like really going all out on this scene, right?
Yeah.
Right, and showing what's going on, right? Especially like when they cut to like the big wide shot,
Yeah, and there's a guy walking out of the bathroom. He's just like, "Oh shit, what's that? I'm not being a part of that. Fuck that." Like, it's bad. It's really bad. But hey, meanwhile, don't worry. Aoi got Aoi fucking escaped and is hanging out with the whale man.
Gujarat is here to help her out.
And hey, look, it's our best friend Nick. He's totally happy that she's okay, even though it's literally his fault that she got in this mess. And like he's swinging her around and like they're skipping and shit, and it's like, hey, I'm sorry. Great, awesome.
Yeah, bro. Hey, you know
that really brought my dead mom back. Like,
in front of you, boy. Hey, my bad.
Yeah, oopsie. I didn't know that you would. Yeah, right? I didn't expect. Like, I didn't think that they would kill your mom. What was the conversation that you had with Bilgenia that he said, you can turn into a kaijin, and you went, really? Cool! And you didn't ask any questions, and he didn't show you that he had her mom, like, kidnapped and stuff, or, like, the fucked up nightmare lab, and, like, you showed up with, like, with Aoi, and then she like saw her mom, and then you said, no, but I wanted to turn into a kaijin, and that was your main focus, and not, oh my god, you kidnapped my friend's mom. Like, Nick was so like single-minded on everything. He's like, I liked Nick at the beginning. Now he's an absolute piece of shit. Like,
it's real bad, right? He's like, whoopsie, my bad.
Yeah, whoops, didn't mean to. I'm sorry that your mom got killed.
Hey, look,
anyway, I've been hanging out with the
modified on,
Yeah, I'm hanging out with the guy that did it to you, and I sure would. And I may or may not only be hanging around because I probably still want to turn into a kaijin, which is a fucking insane thing. Yeah. But hey, Komori has brought Kotaro back to the meth lab shed, and they're like, "Oh, it don't look good," which is accurate because he's lost a leg.
A lot of blood loss too.
Yeah, a lot of blood loss. And while Kotaro is physically fucked up, Nobuhiko is emotionally fucked up. He's like, listen, the last of my child soldiers, you can go home now. It's fine.
Yeah.
Hey, look, and then
thank you for everything. Hey, look,
thank you for your service.
Hey, look,
you'll get your gold medal in the mail.
If you decide on the way out to get like a scoop of ice cream, right? I'll turn the other eye, right? Right? It's like that scene in Ant-Man, when he gets fired from Dairy Queen, right? Right, it's like that, and look, I won't turn an eye, right? I won't report it, Yeah, get that ice cream, right? Hey, look, you're fired anyway, but yeah.
Yeah, we're shutting down anyway. Yeah, take what you can.
Yeah.
Anyway, hey, Nobuhiko, continuing to let himself be battered emotionally, decides to just walk into the neighborhood nearby and, oh, hey, look, it's Shunsuke's parents. Oh, thanks for taking care of our stupid son. Oh, he's such a klutz. He's such an eyesore. He really holds everybody back. I'm really sorry that happens. Oh man. Anyway, hey, where'd that feather come from? Hey, well, what's that up there? Oh, it's the hanging corpse of my son. My beaten, bruised, and has a sign hung on him, son. Oh God, that's fucked up. He's got his eyeball popped out again, which is really bad. And the parents are just absolutely having a realistic...
Yeah,
right. That is a real reason to have a mental breakdown. It's fucking insane. Also,
and then,
how did nobody... Yes. How did they do this in secret?
Mm-hmm. Right, because I'm looking at I think there's like an overhang, but even then...
But there's a ceiling. There's a ceiling, so the only thing I can think of is that they came in from the top and lowered his body, but that required a certain amount, right?
Someone would have noticed, right?
Plus, they're clearly the antagonistic, racist protesters.
Mm-hmm.
So if they if someone showed up, even if they showed up with okay, they've got a suspicious body bag, right? Them just walking into this neighborhood would set off alarms and people being like, hey, what the fuck are you doing here?
Hey, get out of here, right?
Yeah,
right.
We don't like you. You don't like us, we don't like you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, anyway, Kotaro's not waking up, and...
Nobuhiko finally realized, man, maybe I should not have asked a bunch of 14-year-old kids,
maybe the child soldiers aren't the most... maybe those African warlords had it wrong, and child soldiers are not the way to go.
Are not efficient rioters to use, right? Right? Maybe I should have thought out this plan more, right? Maybe I should have just listened to them just because one of them said that they had access to a 3D printer, right?
Yeah. And they also knew how to use, CAD. They knew, how to set up 3D models, Anyway, back at the Death Shack, everybody's watching Kotaro slowly bleed out.
They're like, boy, hey, look, I look, we gave him, look, we put him in bed, right?
Yeah.
Hope this is enough, right? I hope this is enough to
I sure hope that a good night's rest will be enough for him.
Right? Hey, look, and that his leg will heal by that, right?
Yeah. And
that's
then...
how it works.
Yeah, Aoi just decides, I'm going on a rampage. I'll kill everybody who hurt this guy that is the only person left, I guess, that, is taking care of me. Sure, right. I guess.
I have no one else, My parents are dead, right?
Wait until she finds out about Shunsuke.
Right? Right? I've been genetically engineered against my will to become a praying mantis. So I have these stupid bug arms, and I have to...
and I can't even cut these goddamn reeds.
Boy, it was real fucking sad watching. This is So this is a sad scene. This is supposed to be... But it's also just a sad scene. Just watch her oh, man.
Yeah, watching her just flail around and just whip the fucking grass, and it's like, they really wanted that to cut.
Because obviously you're not going to take actual fucking blades to the actress.
I mean, they could have. That would have been cool.
Right, but it's boy, I'm not supporting if it's intentionally supposed to be made to look like she's not supposed to cut. She couldn't cut the grass because she's a small child who doesn't.
Or was that they just couldn't get that to go in the scene, and they were just we've tried this about 3 times and it's not working.
Right, and it's not working, right? Right, because there's a lot of ways you can contextually look at this scene, right? Right, with her cutting the grass and and what the meaning behind it, right? She actually can't cut the grass because she's too weak, or the fact that she actually and she just can't cut the grass because they just can't give her anybody to cut grass with her stupid flailing.
You've got to imagine that they probably want I've got to imagine that they wanted to just actually have her cut it, right? Because it seems just too pathetic to be the actual intended scene is just she flails around and whips the grass.
Right? It's when you look at it's like you can actually look at this from multiple different viewpoints, right? But yeah, she's sad and she can't do anything.
Yeah.
Right.
Speaking of sad people, hey, Shunsuke's dad out here with a knife, ready to go,
Announcing
super not
it.
suspicious.
Yeah, boy. Hey, look. If you're gonna attempt for this, hey, try to get closer. He was like a good 5 feet away from the guy. Right, he was already yelling at us, like, hey, look, wait till you get, like, close enough to do it, you know?
Yeah, he got all the way... The funny thing is that apparently a fully transformed Nobuhiko is able to go detected and just walk up to him and just grab him by the head. And, boy, this was really satisfying to watch. And also, it looks like we finally are going to have our moment where we see Shadow Moon in rider form. But
Shadow Moon is here.
Yeah, but oh man, watching him just pop this man was like, thank God. Like, this is what he deserved. Like, what an asshole.
Right. That's right. That's why I wanted to bring up that. I knew I was going to forget something. Right. So did you feel like this episode ended at like 3 different points before the actual ending of the show? Before the actual ending of this episode?
I felt like it was after an episode that just felt like it kept going on and like kept adding to like, oh shit, this is getting like really out of hand, like everybody's like fighting and doing stuff. I felt like you had to, because you have all of these kind of like disparate storylines going on.
Like I legitimately thought like this, there was like at 2 different prior before the ending with Nobuhiko fucking crushing the guy's head out. I thought there was like 2 different points where like the episode was just gonna cut to black and then that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I think when Shunsuke's body was revealed, I think was a
that was my first one. I was like, man, wow. I was like, this is such a emotional. Like, they can legitimately just end it here, right?
Yeah.
And so I looked up at the time.
There were still like 10 minutes left. Yeah.
Boy, there's still time. I don't know how you're gonna recover from this, you know, right?
Yeah. It feels like this scene at the end would have been like an after credits scene in like another show.
Yeah, right. This thing would have been perfectly well done if they used it as an after credit scene, right?
But I think they just wanted to include it because otherwise, if they did include it as an after credit scene, they probably would have also had to include it at the beginning of the next episode. And I'm not saying that they don't, because I haven't watched that next episode yet. I haven't watched episode 8 yet. But like, they really just like made sure to include everything in there, which I'm okay with, simply for the fact that like we've got stuff that we need to like cover, so like, hey, like, you know, pick up the pace. But boy, they really just threw that in to just make sure that he killed somebody at the fucking end of it too.
Right? I guess because it's supposed to be a dark show. I guess they didn't want to make it shorter, like just ending it all like them just fighting Shusuke by then, just like cutting like, oh, right. I guess they just still want like a conclusion to this episode, so like it's like you don't feel like absolute shit just after watching what happens, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's cathartic. That's one way to describe it.
Right, but yeah, that's the end of, and they look. Shadow Moon is here now. He's here. He's finally here.
He's finally transformed. Yeah.
Right. It took us 7 episodes, you know.
Yeah,
right?
before we got both riders fully transformed.
Here. Yeah. And look, next episode. This follows the plot beat of original Kamen Rider Black. Him and Nobuhiko. Him and Kotaro are gonna fight it out, right?
Yep. It's just like Sasuke and Naruto.
All right, 2 enter, only one leaves. You know, right?
Yeah. Thunderdome.
Right? Only one. Look.
Bug Thunderdome.
Right. Look, it's like Magneto and Charles and Professor X. Only one of their ideas can be real.
Yeah.
Right?
The Tetsuo to his Kaneda.
Oh, right. There you go. All right. Anything else for this episode?
I think that's it.
All right, I think that's it too. All right. Coronavirus is still a thing. Watch this, wear mask, getting shots. Boosters a thing now. Okay, thanks. Bye.